There are 12 major scales to learn on the piano from the 7 white keys and the 5 black keys. And it took me years to learn these major scales, and it didn't have to, because if you know the major scale formula, you can create a major scale from any note on the piano in just a few minutes. So let's take a look. We're going to create a B major scale using the major scale formula. There are 2 parts to this. The first thing we have to do is write down the notes of a B major scale, and the second thing we have to do is work out if any of those notes are sharpened or flattened, and we use the major scale formula to do that. So there are 7 notes on the piano: A, B, C, D, E, F and G. And every single major scale will use those 7 notes. So from the B, we need to write down our notes. Now, all major scales have 8 notes in them. So first up, let's write down what the notes will be. So we start at B and we just move up through the notes. So B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. So here are 8 notes of the B major scale, but we need to work out if any of those notes are sharpened or flattened. So let's do that using the formula. So we bring it up: whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Now we're talking about half steps and whole steps here. Now a half step on the piano is just moving up to the closest white or black note. So we can move up in half steps like this, and we can move down in half steps as well. And a whole step is simply 2 half steps. So now let's use the formula to work out if any of these notes are sharpened or flattened. So we start on the B because it's a B major scale. We know that the next note is a C, but we need to work out if it's sharpened or flattened. So we look at the first part of the formula and it's a whole step. So we move up a whole step, which is 2 half steps. 1, 2. And we land on this black note. So this is a C sharp. Now you may be asking why we're not calling this a D flat, but that's because we're not on the D yet. We're working out the C. We knew the next note was a C. We just needed to work out if it was sharp or flat. So from the B, we moved up 2 half steps. So the C is sharpened. So C sharp. Our next note is the D. We need to work out if this is a D sharp or a D flat. So we look at our formula and it tells us to move up a whole step. So we do that. 1, 2. We land on the D sharp. So yes, this D is sharpened. Next, we have an E. We need to work out if the E is sharpened or flattened. So we look at our formula and we need to move up a half step. So let's do that. We land on the E. So no, this E is not sharpened and it's not flattened. Now the next note is an F. So let's work out if that's sharpened or not. The formula is telling us to move up a whole step. So from this E, we move up 1, 2. And we land on F sharp. So yes, it was sharpened. Now from this F sharp, the next note we have to find is the G. So is this G sharpened or not? So let's look at the formula. It's telling us to move up a whole step. So let's do that. 1, 2. So we land on a G sharp. Yes, it is sharpened. Our next note is the A. So let's look at our formula. It tells us to move up a whole step. So let's do that. 1, 2. So yes, this A is sharpened and this is an A sharp. And then the last note we know will be a B because this is a B major scale and the formula is telling us to move up a half step. So now we have created all the notes of a B major scale. B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B. And we moved up in a series of whole steps and half steps. So from the B, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. And this is the B major scale. And this formula will work from any note on the piano, including the black notes. So why don't you try it and start creating some other major scales? If you did enjoy this lesson, then head over to my website. I've put the link in the comments below. I have a fantastic course called Chord Jammer, and this is one of the exercises I do in the course. I take you from complete beginner all the way through to understanding chords, scales, how to improvise on the piano, and how to play all of your favorite pop songs. So like this video, subscribe to my channel, and take a look at my website. And if you do fancy taking the Chord Jammer course, you get a free 70-page ebook as well, so it's really worth it.